y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today, as y'all can see from the title, it's a story time. It's a story time. So today I'm going to be doing a story time about an old friend, a old friend, a old friend. And this is a disclaimer. For one, I know a lot of people are going to know who I'm talking about. So I'm going to disclaim this video because, yeah. So anyways, disclaimer, this is not a bashing video. This is my channel. I'm going to post what I want. This is my content. I did a story time a long time ago, and my story time did good. Like, the views was good. Like, people like that. So I want to do a story time today about an old friend of mine. And yeah, so we gonna call this friend, we gonna call her, we gonna call this friend, her name gonna be Tasha in this video. We gonna call her Tasha. Okay, Tasha. So I met Tasha maybe about 4 or 5 years. No, maybe it was, it's 2020 now. I met her 5 years ago. And I think we instantly, like, clicked, and you know what I'm saying, like, we became friends pretty fast, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it was pretty cool, like, so she did live in a different state than I did. And we met at a job in the summertime, a summertime job, and that's how I met her. And fast forward, I met her in 2015. At the end of 2015, me and her ended up getting a first apartment together. So boom, everything was all peaches and cream and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, like, we moved to our first apartment. A couple months go by. We had some issues with this apartment, so we ended up moving out. Whatever, no big deal. I ended up going back home. She went back home, or she stayed at the summer job. I don't even remember, honestly. And so now it's fast forward to 2016. 2016 comes, and what happened in 2016? Did we get another apartment? No, no, we didn't get another apartment in 2016. No. So I'm just living at home and stuff, and I start working. So 2016 go by. I think she's working at the summer job, but I did go back to the summer job 2016. So 2017 comes, and you know what I'm saying, like, we hang out and stuff all the time. Like, that's my bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying, that's my bitch. And 2017 comes around. I invited her to, this little beauty con thing that me and my other group of friends were going to, So she ended up coming to beauty con New York with us. And we had fun in BeautyCon New York. Like, we had fun. That was all of our first time going to BeautyCon. So we all had fun and stuff. And I wasn't working at that summer job that summer. I think she was. Yes, she was, because I went to go pick her up before the day before BeautyCon. And 2017, we had a good time, you know what I'm saying, like, that was her first time meeting, like, most of my friends that time, so, like, you know what I'm saying, they was all getting a feel of her, everything was cool, you know what I'm saying. And then 2018 came around. Was it 2018? So 2018 came around. So this summer I started working at that summer job again, 2018, and some stuff had happened, because we lived in this little apartment complex that the job, like, provided for us and stuff, and some situation had went down, and they kicked me out of the housing. So I'm like, wow, so we gotta find us a place. So me and one of my other friends and Tasha ended up all getting a 3-bedroom apartment in that area or whatever. So mind you, this is our second apartment that me and Tasha have had together. So yeah, everything was cool. Everything was cool in this apartment. It was a nice apartment. It was a big, spacious apartment. Like, it was cool. Me and Tasha was close. My other friend, the other girl in the house, I'm gonna call her Ashley. So me and Tasha and Ashley, you know what I'm saying, like, we was all cool, like, you know, like that was our own first apartment together. We had already been friends for like maybe 3 years, you know, for 3 years now at this point, 3 to 4 years. So I had already known them pretty well enough to get an apartment with them. And so basically, some stuff had happened, you know, and I guess the neighbors had made some complaints on us saying that we was too loud. So I had got a call one day from the landlord telling me that he's evicting us. So I'm like, what you mean you evicted us? Like, we ain't do shit. So I'm like, this is weird. So I was so confused because he wouldn't give me I asked him why, and he said he doesn't have to give me that information. So I'm just like, how are y'all going to evict me and y'all not telling me, you know what I'm saying, why y'all evicted me? So, that happened, and you know what I'm saying, like, this was a weird time because, for one, this was my second apartment that I had not finished a whole year lease in. Two, I didn't know what we was gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Three, I had always been the only person on the leases because everybody else messed up their names. I don't know why, but my name has always been good to get on the apartment lease. So I was always, you know, okay, being that friend that, you know, was looking out for other people. You know what I'm saying? So, so some days go by. So I'm just talking, me and Tasha just talking and stuff. And, you know, I had plans on just staying in that area. So, you know what I'm saying? So I get a text one day from Tasha, and she was like, let's move to Columbus. You know, that was in the back of my mind anyway, to move to Columbus, because I had always wanted to move there. But I'm like, I don't know. She's not going to move with me. That's what my whole thing, that was what I was thinking before she had even asked me. I was like, you know, she's not going to move. She's not going to move to no Columbus. So some days go by, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, we about to move. So me and Tasha start looking for apartments, and in the meantime, I'm asking Ashley, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna come with us? But she decided no, she wanted to stay in that area. So I'm like, cool, you know, I'm not gonna force nobody. I mean, but I said the offer was up. If you wanted to come, you can come, and we could find us a 3-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like we had already all lived together. It wasn't a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. And like I said, I've known these girls for already like 3 years now. So, so the landlord told us that we had to be out of that apartment. They gave us a month. We didn't even last that month, that whole entire month. We got out literally maybe 2 weeks after he said something to us. So we literally had 2 more weeks to wait left, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, leave the apartment. But we was like, nah, deuces. So he came and checked the apartment out, blah, 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 blah. We ended up leaving. We getting the U-Haul, Tasha and shit, and we ended up getting a U-Haul. You know, my mom and them came and helped us. So we know we driving down to Columbus now. So everything is all fine and dandy. Mind you, keep this in mind. This is me and Tasha's 3rd apartment together now. Literally our 3rd apartment together. Me and Tasha's 3rd apartment. You know, they say 3 times is a charm. Anywho, so we get to Columbus, like, we all settled in and stuff. We moved to Columbus October 31st, Halloween of 2018. So 2018, we get an apartment in Columbus. Halloween is the day we moved in. So mind you, Tasha, like I told y'all before, ooh, what is this? No, some glitter. Like I told you before, I had always been the only person to be able to put my name in the lease. So, but I wasn't able to get the apartment by myself because I had not been working in Columbus. I had been working in another city. In Columbus, they want you to work in their city for a certain amount of time before you be able to get an apartment. If not, then you have to have a co-signer. So I had to have my mom co-sign, and we ended up getting approved. We only applied to like maybe 2 or 3 apartments because they was too expensive. So we ended up getting approved, and We got approved. So, you know what I'm saying? We move in, my mom and them helped us and stuff, and then they was on their way. So me and her in the house now. We had a 2-bedroom. So, this is where it started getting real funny. Real funny. So I'm gonna say, let's fast forward it to, oh, okay, so let me give you some backstory about Tasha. Tasha didn't have a car. Tasha didn't know how to drive. I was the one that was driving. I had my own vehicle. So let's put it at that. Let's just keep that in mind. So, you know what I'm saying? I already had me a job lined up because I came down to Columbus before we moved there to have the interview. So I was already knowing what I was going to be working. So she found her some jobs or whatever. She had her job lined up too. She didn't have a car, but so she had to take the bus to get there. But her job was kind of like far. So she always had to leave a little bit early. So I'm going to say, let's make this timeline about, I'm going to say Thanksgiving time. So literally like a month has went by. You know what I'm saying? We already settled in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go everywhere together. I had friends already in Columbus. Every time I go over there, she's with me. I go to my cousin's house, she's with me. So they all know her, and we all tight. Mind you, this girl has came to my grandmother's surprise birthday party. She's came over to my grandma's house, my aunt's house for Thanksgiving. She's been everywhere. She even came to my friend's house at Friendsgiving. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was bringing this girl around for almost a couple years now. Like, she stayed the night at my mom's house before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I brought her around a lot. You know, like, a lot. She was around my family. She came around a lot. You know what I'm saying? She even went to the second beauty con with us when we went to LA. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was inviting her to shit. Like, that was my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my good friend to me. So, I'm going to say it was a little bit after Friends Thanksgiving. So maybe around Christmas time. I'm going to say this was around Christmas time. So, you know what I'm saying? So we just sitting in the house, you know what I'm saying? Like, Christmas is coming up. We getting presents for people. We buying Christmas trees and all this stuff. And I think one day we was just sitting at my friend's house, my friend Leasia's house. And I don't remember what had happened, but I remember Tasha was telling me that she was ready to go home. She was ready to move back to where she was from originally, because she was telling us, me and my friends, that her mother was sick. And she was saying that her mom was sick and that she, you know, needed her to come home or whatever, and a whole bunch of stuff. But in the back of my mind, I was always like, well, as long as I've known you, you know, you always told me that your mom was sick, and, you know, she has other siblings. So I'm like, why do they need you all of a sudden to come home? And I'm like, we just signed this lease. Well, I just signed this lease, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? Type shit. So you know, me and her and all my friends, we just talking. She was like, well, I'm not going to do Brittany like that, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm going to give her the rent because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to go home for a couple months to see how my mom doing, blah, 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 blah. It was just a bunch of just bullshit. And then, you know what I'm saying, I had just got this job at Mac. And one day I had heard her say, like, she made this little side comment, like, well, you know, I told her how much I was going to be making too. And she was like, well, you know, you finna be making money. So, you know, you have money for all the bills. What? So that was like literally maybe like the second, you know, the second strike, or, you know what I'm saying, that I should have probably paid more attention to. So, yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying, she's telling all my cousins and my friends all of this shit. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, I ain't gonna leave Brittany. So I'm like, okay, I knew she was gonna leave. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was our third apartment together. I've never had no issues with this girl paying me money. Never had no issues with her, you know, sending me the rent when it's due, the electric when it's due. So I'm gonna fast forward to January. So this is after Christmas, after New Year's. I started noticing, you know, Tasha was being a little distant. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I noticed, like, when I was outside, like, you know, in the kitchen or in the living room, she would stay in her room. And then if I go in my room, I hear it come out. So I'm like, what is this about? So something was telling me, I think I had talked to my mom about it or something. I told everybody. But I was telling everybody, like, Tasha was finna be leaving and all that stuff. So, yeah, so, you know, somebody had told me, you know, to have her sign a, what's those things called? When you sign something, like, what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but y'all should know what I'm talking about. I had texted her like, okay, well, we need to sign this or whatever. I need you to sign this for me, so I know that when you leave, you're gonna pay me, be giving me your half of the rent. So, she was like, I'm not signing nothing, blah 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 blah. I don't even know why you asked me that, because you know I'm gonna help you pay the rent. All this, you know, and I was just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, force her to go sign this rent, whatever. So, my other old friend came by, her and her girlfriend. They had asked me if they could stay over until they get ready to go to their house or go out the state or something. So I said, yeah. So, you know, they came over, you know, we all chopping it up. And, you know, they was already noticing, you know, it was some stuff going on between me and Tasha. Like, we wasn't really talking, and, she just was acting real weird, like, right up before she left. So, I'm like, you know, she acting weird. Like, every time I be trying to talk to her, she be acting like she don't want to talk. She don't come out of her room if I'm out there. If I went in my room, if I'm talking to my friends out there in the living room, she'll stay in her room. When I go in my room, she'll come out. Like, I can hear you coming out. I can hear her coming out her door. I can hear her opening her door, closing her door. So one night, it was like a few days before she left. Oh no. So actually, I forgot to add. So a couple weeks before that, she had told me that her sister was telling her, like, yeah, you need to come home, blah, 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 blah. Like, all her family was like, yeah, you need to come home. Fuck a friendship, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I wasn't going to tell you that, but that's what they told me. So I'm already thinking, like, girl, first off, like, you need to have your own mouth. Why is your sister talking for you? Why is your family talking for you? At the end of the day, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So she told me that, and, like, we was talking and shit. Like, so she was just telling me, like, she didn't want to lose a friendship. Like, this is before she left. Like, she was this is like a week before she left. She said, I don't want to lose a friendship, but I feel like I am. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to lose no friendship with me as long as we have communication. You don't sit here and lie and be sneaky and open your mouth, baby girl, because at the end of the day, she was older than me. She was like 26. So I'm like, like, I was like, that's the only way we'll be able to ever lose a friendship. Because if you want to go home, I didn't mind that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be going home, you need to be telling me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak to me. We sitting in this house together, and every time I try to talk to you, you don't want to talk, but you don't, all of a sudden, don't want to lose a friendship. So this was like, I think this is the night that before she left. I was talking to my friends, and like I told you, they was outside in my house, like they was in the living room and stuff, her and her girlfriend. And I went to sleep. So my friend told me that she woke up at the middle of the night. This was about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. She woke up and it was a knock at the door, and it was Tasha's sister. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. So it was Tasha's sister, and when she woke up, the sister stayed the night. So I guess maybe about like 6 o'clock in the morning, they started getting up and like packing all their shit. So I guess they had already had a U-Haul truck out there. Mind you, I'm asleep. My room, the way this apartment is set up, my room was in the back of the apartment. So I guess they I guess she had already had her shit already packed. Mind you, I was going to work and shit. And most of the time I was working 2 to 10. So she must have been packing her shit while I was at work. Because you know what I'm saying? In the daytime, in the morning time, she would be at work. But I would be going to work from 2 to 10 p.m. or 3 to 11 p.m. So, I I guess she had already had like her shit packed up. I wasn't going in there. I didn't go in her room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was texting her like, bitch, come on, we need to talk, like, before you leave. But she would never want to talk, or she'd be like, I'm tired, blah 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 blah. So I guess she ended up packing up all her shit, and they ended up getting the U-Haul truck. So I woke up. So then it was like maybe like 20 minutes after they left, I woke up, and my friend came knocking on my door like, hey, they left. So I guess they went to go either put gas in the U-Haul or something. But I guess she was coming back. But she told my friend to come downstairs and get the keys, because she wasn't going outside. Or whatever. This is what my friend was telling me. So that was like that's like the 4th strike right there. Maybe 4th or 5th strike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was already plotting in her head. You know what I'm saying? So she texted me maybe like 15 minutes after that. Like, I'm going to send you the money for the light bill. And if I had this message, I think I am going to put this message up on the screen. And when I tell you, literally, that was the last time I heard from this girl. This was in 2019. Like the end of January. Mind you, our rent was getting ready to come up. So we was needing to pay the rent on the 1st. The electric bill had needed to be paid. And I can't remember if I had Wi-Fi or not. I think I did have. I don't remember if I had Wi-Fi. I can't remember. But I know for sure the electricity and the rent was getting ready to be due. So I texted her, like, I kept texting her days and days after that. Like, is you gonna send me the money? When I tell you this girl literally was reading my messages and not responding, I was like, okay, cool. So I let a week go by. I'm still texting this bitch. She had like, she can't respond. And she's all on Facebook. Mind you, we still friends on Facebook. So at this point, you know what, I'm like, you know what? This bitch was never finna pay me my money at all. Never finna pay me my money. She didn't have no plans of paying me my money, which is why she kept saying little shit like, oh, you got it. But want to tell me and all my friends, trying to sound good in front of me and all my friends, like you was going to pay me. And when I tell you, like, bitch, when I did not expect this from this girl, like, literally, all my friends was shocked. And that wouldn't be the friend that I would ever think that would come from. Like, the friend that, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't even woman enough to come talk to me and really tell me what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had to move, like, around all sneaky and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, bitch, we were supposed to be friends. Like, we was good friends. And, like, she threw that shit away. Like, that shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a 4-year friendship. And I feel like she didn't give a fuck about me, or you know what I'm saying, like, she just left that all on me. So, you know what I'm saying, February come by, I still have not heard from this girl at all. So I just blocked her. I blocked her on Facebook. I blocked her on everything, because at the end of the day, I wasn't about to deal with this. And you know, I knew I was never going to get my money, because at the end of the day, she was already going in a different state. Her name was not on the lease. And, you know what I'm saying, none of her name was on anything, so she didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Everything was in my name. So, why would she care? You know what I'm saying? So, February come around, I had to ask my mom to help me pay the rent. My family was sending me money for the rent. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't prepared for her to leave and not pay me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, the least she could have did was gave me February's rent. Literally, we was 2 weeks away from the rent being due. And you couldn't even give me that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just some fake ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And I can't come back from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I held that shit down at the end of the day. Let me tell you, I held that shit down. For one, this is why I always say, like, I don't think I could do roommates no more, because for one, this was the first apartment out of 3 that I've had that I finished my year lease all the way out. I didn't have nobody living with me. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying, like, I didn't have no problems in the house, because it was just me there. So yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, she left me, she did some fucked up shit to me, and that was my home girl, you know what I'm saying, like, that was my home girl. And like, why would you ever do your friends like that? Like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know. And I have not talked to that girl since January of 2019. No. She did hit me up on my birthday of 2020. I did not respond. And she did hit me up a couple weeks ago when I was in Arizona. It's just like certain things you just don't do to people, and I just can't come back from that. You know what I'm saying? I can forget what she did, but I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her. And I mean, actually, I probably can forgive her because I don't even care at this point anymore. Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure karma has got her in some kind of way. I don't know what it is. Do I care? No. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I held that apartment down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took me some months to get on my feet for real. Like, being able to have in my mind, like, I have to have this amount of money every month by myself. Because I was tired of asking for my family, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? But once I got on my feet, they didn't have to help me for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I paid that shit, and I finished it was actually a 13-month lease that I didn't even know. So I did that shit, you know what I'm saying? She left me, so we moved in October, so she helped me pay. So we moved in October 31st. She helped me pay the move-in fee in the first month deposit. December and January. So she only paid a month of 3 months out of 13. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I was left with all of the bills. You know what I'm saying? That was a lot for me to, you know, be able to handle by myself from the beginning. Like, at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Like I said, she has reached out to me a few times. I just feel like when you do certain things to people, the way you approach them has to be like a certain kind of way, especially if you have done them wrong. A lot of things that people, you know what I'm saying, when they want to hit you up, they want to talk about the most irrelevant things that is not even acceptable for y'all to even have a conversation for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care to have a conversation, but you know what I'm saying? I would like to know why you did this and this and that. Don't come to me saying, oh, you see me, you know, doing big things. Yes, I have definitely, you know, bossed up. You know what I'm saying? That was a minor, what do they call that? A minor setback for a major comeback. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? 2019 was terrible for me. You know, I lost a lot of friends. I just had to cut people off. I just stopped talking to people. I just felt like it was just a toxic year. And then I got a good job at the end of 2019. So, you know what I'm saying? And you know, to this day, I still wish that we could be friends, but how I'm set up, no, that's a no-go. Like, I still have not gotten any type of apology. I have not gotten any kind of explanation as to why. I haven't even gotten a grown, like a woman to woman talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't even gotten that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm being wrote and stuff about my job, but it's other things that we need to, you know, be discussing. So that was the story time of my fake friend, fraud friend, roommate, my old home girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just don't do friends for real. Like, I just don't like people that much anymore. Like, friends just be doing too much for me. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a hard time that was actually a hard friendship to like really just let go, because I'm like, damn, like, you really did me like that. Like, how? Like, I would never do you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had literally 3 apartments together, and you decided to, you know, fuck me over on this one. And you know what I'm saying? When we left our second apartment, when we got put out, that was the perfect time for you to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you come all the way down there, make me sign a lease, and then leave me stuck with a lease? You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying on it, you know? So, that was my story time, y'all. So, yeah, that was my story. That was a long story. Like, oh my God, this video is going to be long as hell. But, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. If y'all want more story times, just let me know. I don't really have that many interesting. I mean, I have to think about them. I really got to think about them. But yeah, y'all, just let me know what y'all want to hear from me next and see. But I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all see my hair, my makeup. All right, y'all. Bye.